What is up, fam? I am here today at UEM Studios, which stands for Urban Encounter Ministries. It's our studio here in our ministry house. If you want to know more about what we do here, you can go to uem.life. I will put the link in the description below so that you guys can go and see and check it all out. I am super excited to give you the message. Today I'm going to be talking about what Jesus thought about his disciples and his prayers for them and what he wants of us. Also putting into perspective that we are actually in the Bible, so stick till the end when I actually go through that, and it's really cool to see. I'm just so glad that I found that out, so I can now share it with you guys. To do this, we are going to look at the Gospel of John, one of my favorite Gospels. It's the only one that's not a synoptic gospel. Today I'm going to be reading out of the Passion Translation. It's quickly becoming a favorite version of mine. Just the way it's so poetic and beautiful. I'd really check it out if you haven't tried it yet. John chapter 17 verses 6 and 7. Father, I have manifested who you really are, and I have revealed you to the men and women that you have gave me. They were yours, and you gave them to me, and they have fastened your word firmly in their hearts. And now at last they know that everything I have is a gift from you. I absolutely love those words from Christ himself, just talking about we are his. I mean, we're really his, and we fastened the word in our hearts. And Jesus himself, he is the word. That passage in Revelation where it talks about him knocking on the door of your heart. That's exactly the same imagery here. No surprise, because John wrote both of those books. And then he goes on in verse 9. So, with deep love, I pray for my disciples. I'm not asking on behalf of the unbelieving world, but for those who belong to you. Those you have given me. For all who belong to me now belong to you, and all who belong to you now belong to me as well. And my glory is revealed through their surrendered lives. Holy Father, I am about to leave this world. I return to be with you, but my disciples will remain here. So I ask that by the power of your name, protect each one you have given me, and watch over them so that they will be united as one, even as we are one. His will for us as the church is to be as united together as he is with the Father. And I can't stress that enough. Just going back to verse 6, they have fastened your word firmly in their hearts. Jesus is the word. He is who unites us by living in our very hearts, by living in communion with us and living in communion with the Father. He brings us all together. He's the bridge. That's why he came here. It's really all about him and communion with him. I'm so excited to be able to be a part of that, to help build unity in with the church. Just seeing so many denominational lines crossed. People are stretching their hand across that denominational aisle to love their brothers who in the past have fought. A powerful song that goes along with this concept of surrendered lives and fasten the word firmly in our hearts is from Maverick Music. They just released a new album. It's a spontaneous worship album, and one of the songs is Your Heart Is My Home. It's such a beautiful song. If you have not checked it out, go check it out right now. Well, not right now, after the video. After you finish hearing what I have to say. Moving on to verse 13. But now I am returning to you, Father. I pray that they will experience and enter into my joyous delight with you, so that it is filled in them and overflows. Wow. Isn't that powerful? He wants to give us his pure joy. And he doesn't just want us to have it. He wants it to overflow. Like, overflow everywhere. And this is his prayer for his disciples the night he's about to be betrayed by Judas. This is what he's praying for the nations and for his disciples specifically. Now moving on to verse 14. I have given them your message. And that is why the unbelieving world hates them. For their allegiance is no longer to this world, because I am not of this world. I am not asking that you remove them from the world, but I ask that you guard their hearts from evil. For they no longer belong to this world any more than I do. I mean, he's saying that we're not going to be just pulled out of this world right now. We're here. He sent us here for a reason. He has us here for a reason. We each have a purpose. We each have a function in the kingdom. And I'm excited to help you guys find yours and also be living out mine, being on this journey with you, my family, who I love and I want to be united with. But he prays that he guard us from evil. He's praying protection over us from evil and from everything bad that wants to come and corrupt. It's like that concept of fireproof. Like, it doesn't mean you're not walking through fire. It just means you're not going to get burnt when you do. And I absolutely love that principle. Is that he's praying for protection. He's not praying for us to isolate ourselves. He's not asking us to not associate with anybody who's in the world. He doesn't want isolation. He wants unity. He wants this profound kinship, a kinship that he has with the Father. Verse 17, your word is truth. So make them holy by the truth. I have commissioned them to represent me, just as you commissioned me to represent you. And now I dedicate myself to them as a holy sacrifice, so that they will live as fully dedicated to God and be made holy by your truth. Wow, there's so much there. Your word is truth. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus is the Word. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Talking about Jesus, talking about himself. Your word is truth. He is quite literally a walking Bible. And I absolutely love verses 17 through 19 in the New American Standard Bible, or NASB for short. Sanctify them in the truth. Your word is truth. You have sent me into the world. I also have sent them into the world. For their sakes I sanctify myself, that they themselves also may be sanctified in truth. I love that word sanctify. When I think of the word sanctify, and the Passion Translation uses the word holy, the thing I love so much about it is it reminds me of purification. Silversmiths know that the silver is ready when they can see the reflection, and this stuff comes up, the impurities in the ore and in the metals, all the other rocks and dirt that's mixed in with the silver ore. As it melts and bakes, it all rises, and you have to continually remove the dross, and that's exactly what Christ is saying he's doing. He's removing the dross from his cup so that he can then give it to us. He can give us the purification that he's always longed and desired, so that he can just hug his kids again. God is love. God is truth. God is life. These are all things we've been told over and over again. I pray that you actually believe it and you live that out, because his blood paid for it. This is the exciting part now. This is where we come. So all of this, Jesus has been praying for his disciples at the time when he was getting ready, like a lamb being led to the slaughter. Picking up in verse 20. And I ask not only for these disciples, but also for all those who will one day believe in me through their message. We're in the Bible because back when he said this 2,000 years ago, we now one day believe. He prayed for you specifically. He prayed for me specifically. We're actually in the written script. We are set in stone. Your name is written in heaven. Moving on to 21. I pray for them all to be joined together as one, even as you and I, Father, are joined together as one. I pray for them to become one with us, so that the world will recognize that you sent me. For the very glory you have given to me, I have given to them, so that they will be joined together as one and experience the same unity that we enjoy. You live fully in me, and now I live fully in them, so that they will experience perfect unity, and the world will be convinced that you have sent me. For they will see that you love each one of them with the same passionate love that you have for me. That's us. That's what he wants from us and for us. He wants us to be unified. He doesn't want us quarreling over things that don't matter. He doesn't want us fighting over semantical differences in theology. I understand that theology can be important. I certainly love studying theology myself. But at the end of the day, his hope and his prayer, some of the last words he was speaking in his last prayer time with his Father before he went to the cross to die for you and to die for me, was that we would one day be as united as the Holy Trinity is united. He had such a pure relationship with the Father. He wants us to experience that very same relationship with each other and to him. We are the bride of Christ. A very literal bride of Christ. So for all of you married couples out there, never forget your first love. And to all you singles out there, never forget that you're sanctified to him. That your holy marriage is first and foremost to him. My glory is revealed through their surrendered lives. What better way to show your love for the Father than surrendering your life? They fastened your word firmly into their heart. I'm just going to let that sit with you guys. Remember, anything goes in the kingdom. Love you, fam.